Hey guys, today we're going to look at Surds lesson 1 and just going over what a surd is. So I've put the learning objectives at the top in case you want to have a look. We'll just start off with the first one, which is defining a surd. So I've put the definition here. We've got two main parts, irrational and root. So we've got a surd is an irrational number expressed in the form of a root. I'll just break this down for you. So firstly, we've got the term irrational. So rationality describes numbers that, when written as decimals, are infinite and non-recurring. So for example, can't be like 1.63, 6363, etc. because you can just do that and cross those out. Can't be 3.77 like that because again you can write it like that. An example of an irrational number, which you'll probably know, is pi, 3.14 or something like that. It goes on forever. That one is irrational. So now that we know that surds are irrational, we can look at the root part. Surds are irrational numbers that are actually some type of root of non-square, non-cubable numbers, etc., such as the square root of 5. So 5 doesn't have a, sorry, wait, my pen's bugging out. There we go. 5 doesn't have a square root. Well, it does, but it equals 2.23606, and it doesn't end. So this one is an example of a surd. However, you would just write the surd as root 5, which is kind of what we're covering today. Because obviously it's inconvenient to have to write infinite numbers, and if you're rounding them, which you'll have to because they're infinite, it can just affect accuracy. So that's why we keep it in this exact form as root 5, and it's just easier to work with, especially because sometimes you'll get two parts to a question, and the second part might actually require you to square it, so it will get rid of the square symbol, and then if you've written it as 2.23, it's not going to work out the same. Cool, so I'll move on to, we'll do this question quickly. A surd is a square root that cannot be written as a something number. So given surds are irrational, and they've already used the word square root here, I would say it can't be written as a rational number. I'm not going to write that just because my handwriting's bad, but I'd do rational for this one. Alrighty, so number 2. Distinguishing between surds and non-surds. So I've just put here no 1 to 12 squared. This one's pretty simple. It's just recognizing what surds are. To be honest, I couldn't tell you what 13 squared is or higher than that, just because they don't really go higher than that unless maybe it's tech active or something, but surds aren't as relevant then anyways. So if you just know 1 to 12 squared, you'll be able to recognize that pretty easily. So an example, let's go through these ones. I'm just going to change my pen color. Alrighty, state whether each of the following is a surd or not a surd and give a brief reason. So if you know 1 to 12 squared, you'll know that 2 doesn't have a rational square root. So this one's going to be a surd. Square root of 9 is 3, which again you'll know if you know 1 to 12 squared. That one is therefore not a surd. And then 5, we used that example before, that is definitely a surd because it doesn't have a rational root. And then square root of 16 is 4, which again, you'll know if you know these. So it's pretty simple, just need to know 1 to 12 squared. And then question 2, explain why root 7 is a surd but root 25 is not. That's because the square root of 25 is 5, whereas 7 doesn't have a rational root, so therefore it's a surd. And then finally, we'll just do question 8. Again, root 2 is a surd. Root 4 equals 2, so that's not going to be a surd. Root 7 is going to be a surd. Root 16 is 4, so not a surd. 5 isn't a surd either, it's just a whole rational number. And then this one here is also a surd because root 5 is irrational. It gets a little tricky with this. So what they've done here is simplified it, which we'll go through a little later in this lesson, but I'll touch on this deeper later. So now for number 3. Alrighty, so this one is also pretty straightforward. It's just confusing if you don't know your terminology. So we've got exact, which gives the precise and complete value of a quantity. So they don't involve rounding or estimation. Just go back to white. For example, 1 over root 3 is exact. Root 8 is exact. And pi is exact. So although pi is irrational, because they've written it as a symbol, it's representing the entire infinite number rather than any rounding involved or anything like that. Same with root 8, because obviously 8 doesn't have a square root, but because they've written it like that, it represents the whole number. Cool. And then for approximate, this just means close to the exact value but not perfectly accurate. So for example, if someone wrote 1 on 3 as 3, I'm trying to remember what it is, 3 point. Yeah, it's something like that. This is not approximate. This is not exact. It's approximate because in reality, it's actually 3 forever. So if you just done, usually you'll just do 2 decimal places and then write 2 dp. That is an approximation. And then same with root 2. If you wrote root 2 as 1.41. Because obviously root 2 is irrational and it goes on forever. So this would be an approximation if you wrote it as 2 dp. Cool. And then these ones, I actually don't like this question. It's a bit of a trick question because of the way they've written it. So we'll go through it. I'll give you my opinion, but obviously root 3 is an exact value because it's written in root form. B, it says 1.73. I think they want you to say it's an approximation, but technically they should have 2 decimal points written there, which they don't. So 1.73 on its own is an exact value. They haven't indicated that it's been rounded, so therefore I wouldn't say it's an approximation. And 1.73 can be written as a fraction, which is an exact value. So I would say this is an exact value, but they probably forgot the 2 decimal points. And then root 4, that's an exact value. It equals 2, but either way, it's still showing the correct number. And then 2 is an exact value as well. So yeah. And then question 4. This is basically just answering why we use surds and why we write them like this, which I explained before. It's just because this has obviously been rounded, which I haven't indicated it. They should write it as 3dp. Yeah, so they've done some rounding, and it's also not a very nice whole number. So it's just easier to write it as root 2, easier to do stuff with, which I covered before. And then finally, we'll do common misconceptions involving surds. So this is where I'm going to go over the simplification of surds. There's a misconception that if you simplify the root, it's not a surd, but it is, and I'll just show you why here. So let's say you have square root of 8. A way you can simplify this is looking at its factors. So that is actually 2 times 4. Do you agree? Because 2 times 4 is 8, so then it's technically the root of 2 times 4. Just be careful with this. Don't be using addition or subtraction because the laws are not the same for roots. But this is the same as the square root of 2 times the square root of 4. And if you know your square tables, then you'll know that the square root of 4 is actually 2. So therefore it's 2 times root 2, which can be written as 2 root 2. So that's what we were looking at up right here with the 3 root 5. So yeah, we'll cover this a bit more in later lessons as well. It's not that tricky, it's just kind of annoying because it's hard to tell if certain numbers can be simplified. Usually I'll look for if it's divisible by maybe like 2 or 3, and then sometimes that means it's divisible by maybe 4 or 9, which are square numbers. So yeah, it's a little tedious, but you'll get used to it. And like certain numbers like the square root of 8, you'll be able to know that once you start doing questions and stuff. Cool, that's it for this lesson. Oh, actually, sorry, we'll do this last question quickly. 8 is not a surd because it can be simplified. Okay, so this is what I've just done here. As you can see, root 8 can be written as 2 times root 2, which is a simplified version. But as I explained, this does not make it not a surd because it still has a surd right there. So yeah, this statement is therefore not correct. And this is the explanation. Alrighty, thanks guys.